Hello, everyone. My name is Alicia, and today I'm going to be talking about the trees of our land. So, first, as always, we have to introduce the trees as plants should always be greeted. Today I'm going to be talking about the willow, hackberry, maple, spice bush, dogwood, black ash, oak, basswood, walnut, white cedar, and serviceberry tree. Now that we've introduced the trees, let's get into why I chose this for my project. So, learning about Indigenous healing methods from trees and plants fosters respect for traditional ecological knowledge and deepens our connection to nature. Indigenous cultures view trees and plants as sacred beings with healing powers, offering remedies for physical, emotional, and spiritual alignments. Trees like cedar and birch are used for ceremonies, medicines, and purification rituals, symbolizing life, wisdom, and interconnectedness. This knowledge really emphasizes sustainable and respectful harvesting, maintaining balance with nature. Understanding the spiritual significance of the trees in Indigenous cultures enriches our perspective on environmental stewardship and encourages harmonious living in the natural world, preserving these teachings for future generations. Let's start. We're going to start by talking about a tree everyone here should know, and that's the maple, specifically the black maple. So, maple sap is regarded as a gift from the Creator, providing nourishment and a connection to spring. The annual sugar bush tradition is a time of gathering, sharing, and gratitude. Maple is one of the four sacred foods in many teachings, symbolizing the sweetness of life and an honored place in cultural rituals and feasts. Next is the walnut. In some traditions, walnuts are associated with wisdom as they're protected by a tough outer shell, representing the need for effort to obtain inner wisdom. Harvesting nuts like walnut is done with respect for the ecosystem, following teachings that remind people to share food with animals and not ever take more than what's needed. Serviceberry is the symbol of community nourishment. The serviceberry provides early fruit, a source of nourishment for humans and animals alike, symbolizing the importance of giving back and supporting the community. The serviceberry's ability to grow in a variety of soils represents resilience. The fruit, often dried, provides subsistence for the winter months, symbolizing preparation and foresight. The white cedar is a sacred tree of protection and purity. Cedar is one of the four sacred medicines in many Indigenous traditions, representing protection, purity, and prayer. Cedar is used in sweats, smudgings, and as offerings. Known as the tree of life, cedar symbolizes longevity. Cedar buncheons are often placed over doorways, grave sites, and around people in times of transition, like birth and death. The basswood. This is the tree of peace and connection. The soft, lightweight wood of basswood is used to make items like drums, which are central to many Indigenous ceremonies. The drumbeat symbolizes the heartbeat of Mother Earth. The inner bark is used for weaving, supporting the teaching that plants provide for practical needs when harvested respectfully and with purpose. The oak tree. The oak tree symbolizes strength and longevity. Oaks are seen as elders of the forest. Their strength, deep roots, and longevity make them symbols of wisdom, endurance, and stability. It is also the tree of leadership. Oakwood's durability reflects qualities of strong leaders, and its acorns provide food, symbolizing generosity and support for life in the forest. Next, we have the black ash tree. This is the one that Andrew had used for his demonstration. Black ash wood, as we know, is ideal for basket making, and teachings emphasize only taking what's needed. Respectful harvesting practices ensure future generations will have access to black ash for their own crafts. The process of making black ash baskets is deeply spiritual, and baskets are often given or used in ceremonies, symbolizing connection and resilience. Let's talk about now my own work with trees and why I'm so passionate about them. The past 2 years, I work with Ontario conservation areas and municipal parks to catalog and help preserve the trees of our land. In Rondo Provincial Park, I worked in two positions, first of which I was pruning trees along paths and hiking trails, removing invasive species from designated sections, and overall maintaining the health of the trees. I also worked at the information booth, where I would inform guests about different events, conservation efforts, and general information about the land. I would often educate guests of the park about different plants and animal species found in here, and specifically the ones that took sanctuary in Rondo. This past summer, I worked for the municipality of Chatham-Kent using GIS data collection to create a tree catalog for the city. I had special GPS equipment connected to GIS field maps, where I was able to collect the location as well as attributes about each and every tree, like its species, size, and overall health of the tree. This is all part of an initiative to sustain and plant more trees in Chatham, since we are very impacted by deforestation due to the amount of agriculture in the area. So, why I'm so passionate about them. Deforestation in southwestern Ontario has significantly altered the region's natural landscape, primarily due to agriculture expansion, urban development, and logging. Historically, these areas were covered by an extensive Carolinian forest characterized by really diverse species, things like black walnut, white oak, and sycamores. The forest supported rich ecosystems and provided essential services like carbon storage, water filtration, and soil stability. Since European settlement, much of the forest cover has been cleared to make way for farming and grow urban centers. Today, southwestern Ontario has one of the lowest forest cover percentages in the province, with many areas below the recommended threshold for ecological health. Habitat loss has placed pressure on native species, some of which, like the smallmouth salamander, are now at risk. This deforestation also exacerbates climate change by reducing carbon storage while increasing runoff from cleared lands, impacting water quality in lakes and rivers. Conservation efforts are underway, including reforestation projects, protection of remaining woodlands, and promoting sustainable land use practices. Programs like the Ontario Tree Planting Program aim to restore ecological balance, but challenges remain in balancing development with environmental preservation. Addressing deforestation in southwestern Ontario is crucial for maintaining biodiversity, supporting agriculture, and ensuring long-term environmental sustainability for all. Many Indigenous communities actively restore forest ecosystems by planting native tree species and protecting biodiversity. Partnerships with conservation groups, like those involving the Anishbek Nation, promote forest regeneration while respecting cultural values. Indigenous-led initiatives emphasize sustainable land use, highlighting the interconnection between people and nature. Traditional practices, such as controlled burns and sustainable harvesting, contribute to healthier forests and ecosystems. By integrating Indigenous knowledge with modern conservation, these efforts foster resilience against deforestation and climate change in the region. Thank you so much for watching. For more information on forest restoration and Indigenous teachings, feel free to visit any of the links in the description below.